What's wrong with him?
Nothing's wrong with it, sweetie. I was just wondering why you're not with your buddy tonight.
He's not here.
Excuse me?
He's not here. Where are you going, Britney? Is everything okay?
What's up, Britney?
What's wrong with him?
Thank you, Britney.
Nothing's wrong with it, sweetie. I was just wondering why you're not with your buddy.
He's not here.
You'd like me to help to put a gas for you?
He's not here.
Can you take a picture of us, Britney? We can't wait. We're trying to keep us a
Where are you going, Britney? Is everything okay?
Warning, this video displays videos and sounds that I do not own. My opinions are my opinions, and please respect them.
I may have not, or maybe I have, spent my worthless nights just researching random things. I will tell you, your TikTok For You page gives you a whole discovery. And when I was on TikTok one particular night, I came across this one clip of Britney Spears with the paparazzi, and it inspired me to make a video about it. Well, of course, my first video since I'm doing something new with the channel. Pose a question to me on how the hell did Britney Spears actually survive these people, aka her fucking stalkers. I'm pretty sure I can't say that word, so I'm gonna bleep it out. I get very passionate when it comes to subjects like this, because when it comes to people being in harm's way, or just in general someone's life being affected mentally, emotionally, and so as the people she loves being affected by this, it just sends me into an enrage, and I cannot control, the temper. But also, y'all know I do not play when it comes to Miss Britney Spears. That is my hero. That is my one woman. That is my independent woman, bro. I freaking love her to death. To death. I remember myself being obsessed with her so much when I was 12 to 11 that I would sit down and have emotional connections to her song. I know that's kind of parasocial, but I was 11 and 12. I couldn't help it. You mean to tell me I'm listening to Sometimes and I'm over here getting emotional thinking that Britney and her feelings are hurt by some guy that just wants to move on with their life? But this video isn't about my cringy childhood or the fact that I'm obsessed with Britney's music. This video is about the paparazzi and how pretty much they traumatized this woman's life through every single video I watched. Literally, there is a YouTube playlist, Britney Spears paparazzi, 200 plus videos. If I had these people stalking me 200 plus times, it could have been more. I would go absolutely insane. But as I was going through these videos, I have noticed her behavior, and I'm going to be analyzing it and how basically she reacted to it and how she reserved herself when dealing with these people. I can't do them all, but I'm gonna do some that just stood out to me. Anyways, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, juices, water, whatnot, and relax and enjoy this video. So in January of 2006, Britney would be spotted out with her 8-month-old son, Sean Preston, who she had with Kevin Federline, as y'all know. From a source, they were leaving a hotel, Carlton, downtown in New York. She was walking out with her baby, but you can already tell she didn't want to come out. If true Britney fans know, this video has been misinformed by the public since its release. They made it seem as if she threw her baby to the ground and started abusing her child, when that wasn't the case. The case was, she was walking down steps while holding Sean Preston. She slipped slightly or stumbled and tightened her grip on him. The baby never fell to the ground. Britney sat down immediately afterwards, clearly shaken and terrified. The video was edited and posted to the public to display a negative opinion about her. Now, I don't have a child, but if I can see myself in her shoes, that would make anybody feel any type of way. Her reaction is completely human. The way she didn't crash out on these people and literally start punching, oh my god, she didn't start punching people like left to right. It's just clearly insane to me. This woman was so reserved. And not to mention, she was a first-time mother. So this was all new to her, you know. Not to excuse anything, but in this case, she is innocent. Of course, she's going to worry. Because these people didn't even have the decency enough to give her room to put her child into a car. A simple car. So she can go on to her destination and live her life. That's just plainly disgusting. And I will show a clip of the baby kind of like trembling over. I could not find like the full clip of them like coming out of the, you know, the hotel and stuff. It was just that clip. As you can see, like the shock in that video. And what I love about that video is literally when she was putting her son in the car, she literally said this. I'm telling y'all, my fellow South girl is from Louisiana. She don't play that. Like, they want her to go get her country boots and a shotgun and just let it all out. I wouldn't blame her though, because the safety of her child comes first, and the paparazzi did not respect that, or her as a person in general. And like I told y'all about the playlist and it being like 200 videos, that they were not giving this woman any peace at all. Not even when she was going through the biggest breakdown of her life. So we are still in the year of 2006. This is around the time that Britney has gave birth to her second son, while still groping on the fact that she has one son, 2 kids, 2 chaoses. So anyways, this was referred in her book, not word, but by reference. She basically said that after the children were born, Kevin Federline, her husband, was nowhere near the picture, and that he stayed day and night in clubs instead of coming home to his family. Now, you could imagine a woman who's already dealing with the paparazzi and you're getting harassed every single day. Now, you just added a husband, a naive husband at that, to your plate, and now you have to deal with 2 children on your own. And that can stress anybody out. At this point, Britney Spears' mental health was not doing well, and she started to act out, and the paparazzi decided to record every single moment of it. With facing so many issues, by February 2007, Britney had completely broken down. After getting a tattoo, she said she wanted to control her appearance even more. And that mean going to the extreme. Britney will go to a cutting salon in Tarzana, California. She arrives there at night wearing a hoodie. Paparazzi already outside filming. The salon owner initially refused, but Britney insists. She takes the clippers herself. She shaves her own head. So she doesn't scream or cry. She looks tired, guarded, and quiet. She allows the stylist to clean up the sides, of course. And then she leaves to get the tattoo. She gets a small tattoo on her wrist that says 113. Paparazzi follow her there too. What's often misrepresented in these videos is that she did not shave her head in a rage, as people think that she did. People assumed, and Perez Hilton, because he's another one, people assumed that she did it in a rage, standing in the mirror and just taking the shaver on her head, trying to cut, like, I guess, the skin off her brain or something. The moment itself does look shocking and did not help her image at all, but I'm pretty sure at that time she probably wasn't just emotionally there. but I don't think she was emotionally angry. When people feel controlled all their life, they tend to do things to be in control. So, this was probably her way of showing that she was in control. Even though we know the paparazzi already has the lack of privacy when it comes to Britney Spears, I wonder if it was someone personal to them, would they want a camera to be in that loved one's face while they're having an emotional breakdown? Guess they probably would answer no anyways. Or if they were a heartless human being without giving a person sympathy that they barely knew, they probably would say yes. In the clip, it would show them standing outside and just laughing.
She's small!
Oh wow, they never seen a bald lady before in their lives. Wow, shocker. Ha. Like, I don't know how humans can take pleasure on other people's misery. It does not make any sense. If Britney Spears was going through this, I could imagine what Michael Jackson was going through. Like, literally, I could imagine. But the thing is, notice how these people will pick and choose who to harass. Because I have never seen like clips of Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, or heck, even I'm trying to think of another person. Who was popular in 2000s? Even Rihanna getting harassed like this 24/7. I'm pretty sure Rihanna got it bad though with the whole Chris Brown thing, but still, like, it gets worse, man. That's all I gotta say is it gets worse. And what I mean about it getting worse, it's because this is the same night the umbrella incident happened. So basically, after getting her head shaved and getting the tattoo, Britney would be in the passenger seat as someone from the driver runs into the store to do something. I don't know. Either way, she's left there with the paparazzi, and they are all around the car taking photos, their cameras flashing 24/7. Every move, every angle, every time she's touching her head, looking stressed, looking like she's just not there sometimes. The friend would rush back to the car and they would drive off in like a little pasty speed, and then paparazzi would follow them and they would get to a stop sign, and this is where all hell breaks loose. So Britney would get out of the car and go to the trunk of the car, and she would pull out an umbrella and start swinging it at the paparazzi. She ends up denting a window of a car, and the paparazzi gets offended by it and tells her to stop. Like she didn't want y'all to stop filming her when she was at the tattoo parlor getting her tattoo done, or at the gas station. But like always, these types of people love to play victim. And of course, with this situation happening, it would feed more into the character the media was portraying Britney as. Unsafe to herself, unsafe to her kids, and I guess unsafe to humanity. But that was not the case. Again, the media spun a narrative. That woman was completely acting out of defense. It is a defense mechanism. She has been harassed by these people since the beginning of her career. Since 2003. During this era, Britney would wear, I guess, a black wig. And to add more onto her case, people have always hated Britney Spears her entire career. If we go all the way back, people were literally joining this group where they were anti-Britney. They were so jealous of her that they just spew their hate. And it was just odd. I might have to make a separate video on that. But that just sums it up on how that can make a person feel, or how it can affect someone's mental health. Like all that hate, and then you have people controlling your life, your finances, how you live, and then now you have the husband, the kids and it's just going to shambles and you can't see your kids, that could make anybody go insane. But the thing is, Britney wasn't insane. She was just human, reacting like a normal human. Now we are entering Britney's iconic blackout era. This one is kind of musically my favorite, but not my favorite moments from her. She didn't do anything problematic in this era, but you can tell she was kind of slowly losing it, or trying to get more in control of her life. So during this era, she would be reserved to herself, as she did release her album, and it did go on to do really well, even though some people thought it might flop. Celebrities were really excited about it, and even acclaimed the album as one of her best albums, which of course it was. I mean, it's her most iconic, but we all know that In the Zone is her best album. Anyways, and I'm not gonna lie, the way she talks to the paparazzi is hilarious. It feels as though she's trolling, but people spin that, her fake British accent, as her having like a self-identity crisis. Plenty of celebrities have faked accents before, some in a funny way, some as like a second personality. Hell, even Nicki Minaj made it her second personality to fake a British voice, accent, whatever, from time to time, and no one really called her mental for it. The paparazzi would play nice with her, as I guess as a point to being scared of her, which they should be, but it was clear as day that everything they were doing, trying to be nice, was literally fake. And clearly Britney knew that, because she was trolling them 24/7. She wasn't throwing umbrellas at them, but she was just trolling them. But sometimes Britney wouldn't be trolling, especially if she was sitting on a curb in front of her driveway with her dog in hand and her wearing a hoodie and a hat. There is no backstory to why she was sitting on the curb, but my guess is that she got distressed and she wanted to get some fresh air. Just a conclusion, because this was in front of her house. I have to say, this video has to be the most taunting video I've ever seen that a person could do to another person. The way they are mocking her, saying, "Oh, Britney, are you going to cry?" Like, is this not bullying? Like, I'm trying to figure out, what did this woman do so bad to these people where they feel the need to lie on her character, just do these awful things? Like, she has done nothing. And Britney could have really just did the most violent and hateful things to them. She could have cussed at them. She could have called them out of their name. But no, she just sat on the curb looking tired and exhausted and just out of it. Like, literally drained from life. To herself. That is literally the definition of taking incitement to someone's misery. And like I said it, and I will say it again, the paparazzi weren't the only ones attacking Britney. There were some celebrities attacking her. There was Perez Hilton, and there was other bloggers attacking her daily. And the narrative in this video that they portrayed her to have was that she was on drugs, she was hallucinating, and she was just crazy. And they were not the only ones to feed into this narrative. A YouTuber named by Sean Dawson was the one to actually make this narrative a little popular, as he did come up with conspiracy theories, especially on Britney's life. And he conspirized that she was on, you know what, I might put it on the screen if I can. And some people actually believed it. I didn't, though. Come on, like, no, no needle scars, no nothing, like, come on now. But there were so many rumors and speculations that it was getting to her so badly that another incident happened close in the same year. January 1st of 2008, a 911 call would be made. And this 911 call was made because Britney refused to give back over her son. Well, sons, like, you know what I mean. But she refused to hand them over. Kevin's bodyguard was the one to call the police, not because of violence, it's because she was not simply complying a court order exchanged. People believe that Britney called 911 on herself and that she was allegedly attacking people. Now, when the police arrived, Britney locks herself in a room with one of her sons. It was an hour-long standoff. Negotiations were complying. She was crying and she was emotional and she was refusing to let go of her son. Paparazzi, as they always do, gather around the scene and take photos and pictures and videos of the whole thing. Authorities decide that she needs medical evaluation. Not because she committed a crime, just because of her mental state. And them taking her, locking one of her sons in the room as her, I guess, going insane. Which was just awful because it's like, when I see it in her eyes, it's like I understand because, you know, she probably did not want this for her sons. She wanted her sons to herself. Even though she was going through so much with postpartum depression, she still wanted her kids and she didn't want to let go of something or someone she gave birth to. I'm guessing those people in the media did not understand how a mother's connection to her child is so important. It's the strongest connection. Now in the video, Britney is covered in a blanket and she is rolled out of the house and into an ambulance. The loud sirens can be heard as paparazzi is filming as the ambulance are closing the doors. After this incident, sadly, Britney would just lose all custody of her two sons. And sadly, this would be the beginning of Britney's nightmare. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably seen multiple videos about it, and I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to make this video long. At the end of the day, my question was, how did Britney survive the paparazzi? The answer to that is she never did. All of their narratives and their conspiracies and just them filming and painting her as this villain and awful person led her to be in a conservatorship. Yes, some of you might not agree with my opinion on that. And you probably are thinking, well, she is a grown woman. She should have responsibilities. You know, she should, have responsibilities over her actions, and she should learn how to control herself. Well, until you are in her shoes and you have the world against you every single day and you have to fight people off here and there to the point where you can't emotionally help it anymore, then you shouldn't be talking about it. Britney has had lack of sympathy from the media time and time again. It's literally the same thing with Michael Jackson. Lack of sympathy, attack until they're put down. I'm telling you guys, when I was doing my research for this video and I was just going back and like looking at the magazines, because I'm a magazine obsessed freak, I was just going back and I was just seeing headlines after headlines. Britney secret lover, lesbian, Britney what's wrong with baby Jaden, Britney, is she this and that, Britney, is she dating this or that. It got so bad that I even saw like a magazine where Kevin and Justin were having like some type of reunion or whatever, and I was like I wouldn't be surprised if they were in on trying to get her down just so they can run off in the sunset and be a couple. What kills me the most is Kevin has never ever defended her. There was clips that I've seen where paparazzi were harassing both of them. He has never defended her at all. She just had to defend herself 24/7. If your wife is getting harassed by the paparazzi, you would think to make a statement on her behalf, but he didn't care enough to do that. I mean, that goes the same way with friends or family. I'm pretty sure that Britney's mom spoke about it, and her dad, and her sister, but backhanded as always. I don't trust that family's word at all. In Britney's case, money, control, and power is the three demons of them all that have ruined her, sadly. And nowadays that I see videos of her like on Twitter, because she'll go viral on Twitter for like dancing in like mirrors and stuff, singing in mirrors and stuff, and it just makes me sad because, you know, her family really broke her. They really did. They really did. But I don't think she's truly broken. I think she's still like in that process of just being reckless. Even though she has aged, she just doesn't care anymore. And the crazy thing about it is, Kevin had made a book and he even detailed like parts of their lives together. And I think that was probably worse than any paparazzi video I've seen, because it's like you're feeding into their narratives as well. Even if Britney did like a woman, why do you think it's our business to know this? And if she was on substance, why in the world did you not come out earlier and tell the whole world that she was doing this? Or I don't know, protecting your child in the womb who could have been hurt? That's why I don't believe any words that comes out of Kevin's mouth about Britney or the rest of her family. It's completely ill. But to sum it up, you guys know my answer, and I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to subscribe and like, and you know, say your opinions. I mean, criticize me a little bit, even though I know some parts I kind of sounded a little slow, but I'm kind of nervous because I haven't really done this in like 6 months, and like literally talking into a mic is not very comfortable, like, you know, because you don't know what to say. And plus I don't write notes. Like literally everything I say just comes off my brain, which I probably will change up on doing.